by saying how disappointed we are in the way we played, the way we coached. As I've always mentioned, that we lose as a team, we lose as a coaching staff. It's everybody. We did not play well at all, turning the football over and giving up big strikes on, defensively. And that was the name of the game. We played a good football team. I've got to give credit to a Louisiana Tech football team that won a championship last year and got a lot of seniors, and they're a good football team. But we did definitely not play up to the capabilities that we're capable of doing.
Talk about Nate. Is he 100%? Is he not quite there? And just sort of his night.
Well, he looked rusty there early with a couple of, we weren't moving the ball, and so we decided as a coaching staff, myself, that we'd give Riley an opportunity. He came in there and, moved the ball for us a little bit.
Where do you go from here at quarterback?
We'll continue to keep competing, and I think that's the way that the game of football should be played. And we'll see how we progress. Our goal is still, starts next week. It's the Big Ten starts next week, and yes, we've got to make a lot of strides to get better to play a good Penn State football team. But our goal is to be, to try to compete on 12-1-12, and so far we haven't played anybody in the Big Ten, and our first opportunity will be next week.
Coach, when you talk about competing for it, how much does the game tonight factor into that decision next week? Like when you decide who's going to be the quarterback, how much does this game tonight factor into the decision, or is it all going to be on practice this next week?
Well, I think we'll evaluate the film. We haven't evaluated the film yet, and we're going to evaluate the film, and then we'll practice next week, and we'll make a decision as we go into that game against Penn State, as we always do at every position, and we'll make sure that we've got the one that performs the best throughout the week and perform the best on the football field.
What disappoints you the most about this game?
Just the turnovers, no question about it, and then giving up some long strikes in the passing game. Again, I credit Louisiana Tech. I think Louisiana Tech's got a good football team, but we still have to play much better to be able to compete in the Big Ten.
What happened tonight in Arizona State? What kind of things do you do to your pass defense?
Well, we got to, hopefully we'll get a couple guys healthy and get them back at positions. But we've got to try to create some more pressure on the quarterback, and then we've got to cover better. I mean, you saw it, a lot of play action that they caught, a one-on-one situation, which they ended up being successful doing.
For all the struggles, I mean, the game was still pretty open at halftime, and then they made those two big plays at the beginning of the third. Was that just your guys not, executing, or did they give you some different looks? How did you?
No, they just beat us. Yeah. They just beat us on one-on-one situations.
Coach, how much is the conference rock on the team?
Oh, I'm sure of that. I mean, it's you walked into that locker room and they're disappointed. There's no question about that. But again, it comes back to the way that we played and turning the football over. And regardless of who you're playing, you're not going to win football games if you turn the ball over and give up big strikes.
So how do you evaluate your team after the non-conference going into the Big Ten?
Well, we're 2-2, and at times we've played well, and at times we haven't. We've got to play more consistent, and we'll continue to work. And like I said, our goal is to compete in the Big Ten, and we've got our first opportunity this next week.
Did you feel like your team wasn't big enough, physical enough on the line?
Well, we're not playing with Graham and Hugh in the second half. We didn't play with Hugh the second half, so it was. They're seniors. They've got a lot of seniors involved in their offensive line, and they're a senior-laden football team. So, as I mentioned, it's still what we do, and we've got to not turn the football over, not give up big strikes.
What happened?
he dinged up his knee a little bit.
You talk about the tandem of Cameron and Pat, they seem to have their way with the secondary.
Yeah, you know, and they did the week before, and we did the week before too. They're good football players. They put you in a situation sometimes where it's one-on-one because you're trying to stop, stop the run game, and they ended up being good football players that ended up making some big plays.
Did you think Nate was it rust, or was there also maybe, did he not have that burst that's trademarked?
I'm not sure until I watch the film to give you that total evaluation.
Do you have to change an approach going into this week? Do you?
No, we still believe in what we believe in, and we're going to have to, continue to work and work the way that we're capable of working so that we can be successful. And I haven't been through many defeats like this one or the one prior to, so we're going to have to get back to the basics and do what we do and try to get ourselves better.
Coach, it seems like defensively it's kind of feast or famine. A couple of losses, it's a lot of points. A couple of wins, it's 0 and 7 points. Can you explain that?
Wish I could.
Coach, do you think forcing La Tech to make their first or to kick their first field goal says something about your defense? They had kicked one all season until tonight. Do you think that says something about the power of your defense despite the final score?
Not right now. When you give up points like you did. So, and again, it's from the turnovers and just not playing the way that we know we can play.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll have players available down in the lounge area.